and he kind of got the same thing of getting booted on, of getting let go. And right now, it doesn't look good for Shannon Sharpe. Even though he has podcasts and everything, his reputation is hurt. And when it comes to him being on national television, I think that might be the last time we might see him. But I want to hear from you guys. So, what's your take?
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed at ESPN letting Shannon Sharpe go. And I don't know about shout out to Tasha K because Tasha K was the one that reported first that Shannon Sharpe got fired, and everybody denied her rumors and saying, "Oh, what she said was the truth." And then now we find out that ESPN let him go. So think about it. Shannon Sharpe lost undisputed. Now he lost ESPN, which was one of his biggest endorsement deal, which was like $100 million over Hakeem and Jordan over a white OnlyFans woman. He lost everything that fast. He lost his endorsements with Bruce Mober and also DraftKings on the nightcap. Shannon Sharpe been taking L's after L's after L's after L's after L's. So one of the questions that was asked over there on TikTok was how do we feel? How do I feel about black man and white women? To me, like Umar said it the best. Black men shouldn't be with white women. Leave that thing alone. Because as you can see, it's bringing us more harm than good. It doesn't look good for Shannon Sharpe. I'm just curious how you gonna bounce back from it. But ESPN was one of his biggest endorsements. So $100 million, guys, just went down the drain that fast. Go ahead, Akeem.
When in the corporate world, you're held to a status, a moral status that you have to keep. And if you can't maintain that, you will be removed. Any allegations, any accusations, or even if it's not true, you got to ride a clean slate. What happened to him? He deserved it. Let me tell you why. Your big grown ass at this age, at 50, who is my senior, should not be getting caught up like that. She took half of your wealth. You're 57. She took $23 million. You're worth 50. Half of your wealth. Half of your wealth. Same thing what happened to Daryl Strawberry and all these other goofies who deal with snow bunnies. Sexual deviancy is the issue in our community. Pastors, ball players, rappers, you name it, they go through it. Transfer of wealth is so easy. You might as well just get a white girl the money. You're going to lose it anyway, but you want to feel the tightness first. So I don't feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for his kids. I feel sorry for his grandchildren. That wealth was supposed to, the Sharp name was supposed to go on for generations. They were supposed to be the new Rothschilds. With 50 million in the next 100 years managed right, with interest rate can turn to $1 billion. He did, you know what I mean? He did us dirty.
Yeah, man. It's the thing is with Shannon Sharpe. I remember when we first saw him with Undisputed. When he came to Undisputed, with Skip Bayless and everything. He was like the star of the show. He was bringing the Skip and everything. And I just felt like once he left, once he got let go of FS1, and then he started his podcast and everything, and then he did the Cat Williams interview, which is the number one view interview and all YouTube and everything. And now he did Nightcap with ESPN. I don't know if you guys saw, but you saw Shannon Sharpe gain a little bit more arrogance. Instead of being more humble, he got a little arrogant. When it comes to arrogance, he thought he could do what he wanted to do, and him messing with at the time, the 19-year-old woman, OnlyFans chick, and think hey, I can do what I want to do. I got the money. He said and he said this on Nightcap. He said, you know what? People say I want to. You should date your age. He said I'm gonna date my wage. I'm gonna date if my pocket's fat, I'm gonna do anything I want to do. And at the end of the day, he got us with this woman. Um, 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 they did some things, and the woman was, to me, the woman was smart enough. She recorded Shannon Sharpe about her, Shannon Sharpe doing some things towards her and everything, and took it to Tony Busby and said, "Hey, he did this. You know how much I could get for this for Shannon Sharpe, how much we could get for him." And after that, the lawsuit came out. At the verge of him almost signing $100 million podcast deal. It's like when Shannon Sharpe was building himself and everything, got so much arrogance, not really watching himself and having discipline for himself, he fumbled the bag again. And it's just sad to see that, he fumbled the bag of getting endorsement deals. He fumbled the bag with ESPN. And the thing is, it's like now I feel like with Shannon Sharpe, he was going up the tier. Now we're gonna see him go down keep going down the tier and everything because how bad his reputation is and everything. Like I said, I don't think when it comes to any sports national channels, I think he's done because his reputation is really done with that. Podcast, I think he do very very well, but I just feel like people. I just feel like fellas, I just feel like when it comes to podcasts and when people think about Shannon Sharpe, I just think like he's gonna go down the hill just a little bit and everything. I feel bad for. And the thing is, I feel bad for Chad, his partner on Nightcap because Chad had nothing to do with when it comes to this, losing them losing money when it comes to endorsement deals, when it comes on a podcast and everything. Like I said, I think Shannon Sharpe, his reputation is done. It's just like I said, I really looked up at Shannon Sharpe because at the like I said, he's still a really good podcaster. He won awards for his podcast from Nightcap and Club Shay Shay, and with this, I think when it comes to people they do want to interview. I think we're gonna see when it comes to this interview, when it comes to Club Shay Shay, I think we're gonna see a lot of interviews that we probably don't want to see no more because the people that he want to get, he can't get them because of the reputation. So yes, Shannon, man, it's just I'm sad to see. I'm just very sad that you put yourself in the situation and to all the people, podcasters, people that makes millionaires, please do not do what Shannon Sharpe does because you would lose the bag real quickly if you follow Shannon Sharpe's steps when it comes to if you have so much money, you can do what you want to do, but it hurt him.